I said, how do I announce this podcast to people? I don't want people to think it's called All About Her and it's not for men. And he said, you should just leave the camera on and we should just take a normal...
That was a really funny video. Yeah.
The lines are blurred because when you turn 43, that's when you need reading glasses. So that's why the lines are blurred for me.
You have a wide array of wonderful people, from Kareena Kapoor to Rujuta Diwekar, to Sunny Leone, to Smriti Irani.
Just please.
Just please
like, subscribe, share. What are those 3 golden words?
Welcome to the socials of 94.3 Radio 1. I'm your host Bharat and I'm so excited to be talking to a multifaceted personality. You've written a book. You've acted in these wonderful movies. 2 of my favorites, Rang De Basanti and 99, which is an absolute classic for me.
Yeah.
Raj and DK's first foray into mainstream, and of course Kunal and you.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful in that very movie. And now you have this wonderful podcast. It's called All About Her, and it's premiered today. I mean, we're not going to be cheating our dates. It's today, August 22nd is when it's out. And some wonderful guests. I would actually like to ask you, how did the idea come to be? We are celebrating women and we are having unfiltered, honest conversations.
Yeah.
How did this idea come to be?
It came to be from basically me hitting 45 and realizing things are happening inside me, in my mind, in my body, in my family, in my professional setup, and I thought I need some help. And luckily, I have some resources, I have some access to experts. So I went to gynecologists, I went to therapists, I went to nutritionists, I went to hormone experts. I didn't even know that there are people who do these jobs. I found them, I spent a lot of money, and as a result of it, I think I'm a better person and a happier person, although I have less money. And then I shared some of these experiences with my friends. So I said, if you're not drinking white pumpkin juice every morning, you should be. Have raw garlic in the morning, maybe, if it suits your stomach. Maybe you should be taking magnesium after doing a blood test, etc. So I gave away as much information as I was getting, and then I thought, why don't I have these conversations with people, invite some guests, invite some experts, record it. That became a podcast, and then share it, and then you put it on YouTube because that's where you hope to reach as many people.
Yeah, absolutely. Was this a piece of cake like your favorite dessert from Farmer's Cafe?
No, you have to update yourself because it's no longer cake.
Oh, what is it? Are you carrying it right now?
It's a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh wow, where is this from? Without naming names.
How will I tell you it's from a shop.
Oh, great.
It's from someone's kitchen.
Oh wow, I mean I actually saw that interview of yours and you actually reminded me of my mother, who's really particular about her desserts.
Really?
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I
also don't share. You'll notice I only brought one, even though there's 6 people in this room. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I would actually like to ask you, it's a really interesting time because the lines are blurred. People from journalism are venturing into content creation.
The lines are blurred because when you turn 43, that's when you need reading glasses. So that's why the lines are blurred for me.
No, but it's so cool that you're doing this. I've always found you so dignified, and you have a wide array of wonderful people. From Kareena Kapoor to Rujuta Diwekar, to Sunny Leone, to Smriti Irani. I would actually like to ask you, from someone who's also being an interviewer, how do you change your gears as a conversationalist when you're talking to all of these people? Because every episode has a different theme, and you're trying to extract the best out of them. How do you do that?
It's tough, and as you'll know, when you're interviewing people, some people are easy to interview, and some people not so easy to interview. Some people are in good moods, some people are in bad moods. So you have to maneuver, you have to change gears, you have to listen. And that I think is the toughest thing, is because it's an hour at least, or an hour 20 minutes of conversation, and you have a script. You know where the questions are going, but the guest will take it somewhere else. And then you can't stick to your script because then you'll sound like a crazy person because they're going somewhere else. So you have to be fluid, you have to think on your feet, you have to be sensitive, you have to ask, I'm asking you a personal question, especially with the subjects we're talking about, and say that, please tell me if you're comfortable answering this or not. And then, the idea is to create this safe space. So then you just think on your feet, as I said, and if you feel that they're getting restless, then you change gear.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have to remember not to talk so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm asking the questions.
Are you like that in real life? Are you more of a sponge? Like, do you like to listen to people more than you like to speak?
I'd like to think there's a balance. I do like to talk. I do like the sound of my own voice. And I think I do talk too much. People fight. when you're in relationships.
Yeah.
I'm one. I like to argue. I like to talk and talk and talk. To like the person, like, bus, now stop it, don't talk anymore. And I'm like, but no, you've not understood my point of view. So yeah.
There's a new Gen Z term for it. Yapping is what they call it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think yapping existed from like 1950s.
Did it? Oh, sorry. I need
Yeah.
to update my resources.
You said yap for a while. Did you just say I yap?
No, I didn't. I was just trying to say what you say that you do.
You were finishing my sentence, yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So yeah, apparently I talk too much.
Oh yes, no, I think that's not a problem for the viewers at all. I would actually like to ask you. It's a really interesting time. Kunal directed this phenomenal movie, which I personally loved. Madgaon Express, one of the funniest Indian movies to emerge in recent times. He's released his debut track Loche now, and you're foraying. Of course, you've written a wonderful book as well, and now you're foraying into podcasting. What are the conversations in the Patodi Kemmu household like? What is the normal day that this is what we're going to do?
It's busy right now.
It's busy right now.
It's busy because Kunal is in pre-production for his next, and I'm in the middle of production for this, and the idea for this is really to keep it going, to have it like ongoing every Friday, bring a new episode. That involves a lot of work, and I'm not really used to producing. I like being in front of the camera and turning up last on set, being the first one to leave, and going back to my family. So there is a lot, and sometimes we don't really get a chance to see each other that much, but then we do catch up, and he's very involved. He is a creative genius, He comes up with the most phenomenal ideas. Even when it said, I said, how do I announce this podcast to people? And, I don't want people to think it's called All About Her, and it's not for men. So will you help me? And I said, I had, of course, various ideas, and I said, this is what I've scripted, this is what I think. And he said, you should just leave the camera on, and we should just take a normal...
That was a really funny video.
And there was no take two, there was no rehearsal. Like, we just left it on, I was doing my hair, and we just did it. And he said whatever came to mind, and I said whatever came to my mind, and it was organic.
Oh, it was organic.
It was organic.
Just circling back to the theme of this very podcast, real and unfiltered conversations. Who are the people in your life? I'm sure, of course, Kunal is definitely one of them. Who are the other people in your day-to-day life that you really can have these conversations with?
I am fortunate to be surrounded by people who are real, who are authentic, who you can talk to, and who will also talk to you. Because even someone talking to you is giving of themselves, whether it's advice, whether it's their experience, unless there's just lots of random chat also, and yapping, like you said, that also exists. But my mother, for example, from a young age, has not shied away from giving us constructive advice. And she's not the kind of mother who will be like, oh, first day, first show, I must go and see my daughter's film or my son's film, and everything is amazing. She'll say when she likes something, when she doesn't like something, what you need to work on, whether she likes what I'm wearing, what I've done with my hair. She tells me.
Yeah.
Kunal is, as you said, exactly the same. Like, he will not mince his words.
Yeah.
If he doesn't like something, he will tell you straight up, bakwas. And if he likes it, then I think then you are more pleased by that because it's genuine. And all of us, I think maybe because you spend all day acting, when you're with your family or when you're with people you love, you want to be real.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, absolutely. That's so well answered. I would actually like to ask you about this wide array of guests, some wonderful people that you've spoken to. Firstly, congratulations on getting a lineup like this, because there's something for everyone, and you can learn something from everyone. Just coming back to that, what's the most insightful conversation that you had during this podcast?
So many, every episode, like I've been saying, you can speak for an hour to anybody, and if you come away not having learned something, that means you weren't listening. So I feel like there were obvious ones, like I don't know a lot about oncology and cancer. I learned a lot. I have never, thankfully, been touched by suicide prevention as a subject. I learned a lot from that. Gender transition, I learned a lot. These are things that we don't think about. I don't think about, but a lot of people do. And to understand that perspective, I think only makes you a better person as a result of that conversation. Hormones. I knew a lot about hormones. I didn't realize that men also have a hormonal cycle, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah. We do.
How long is your hormonal cycle? Ours is 28 days.
Oh.
The menstrual cycle is 28 days. You know how long yours is?
I don't know the exact days, but I know that there are hormonal implications to. But I would love to know from you.
He's like, yeah, मुझे नहीं पता.
थोड़ी रख
एक दिन.
okay.
एक दिन 24 घंटे.
24 घंटे.
और हमारा जो luteal phase है ना, जहाँ पे we need to rest, we need to little comforting is what's required. Yours happens at night when you're sleeping. Very nice,
okay.
no? So nice for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's quite convenient for us.
It's very convenient. So I learnt about lots of things about men and women. We are equal. I am a feminist. I do believe in that.
Yeah.
But I also understand our bodies are different.
Absolutely.
Biologically different. And it's okay to call out those differences and to celebrate those differences.
Absolutely. The most interesting part of this is that you're touching taboo topics, things that people are usually not talking about, bringing that to the forefront, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, stalwarts of their respective fields, and you bringing them to the forefront. And
but it's not just celebrities and famous people.
Yeah.
Like we have some unknown faces, some wonderful authentic women, and one man has come as an expert, who are talking about things. So it's not just, like some people have said, why just famous people? And it's not just famous people.
Correct. Absolutely. But I would actually also like to ask you, we've spoken about what conversations were insightful to you. What was the most fun-filled conversation that you had during the course of this podcast?
I think the one where I laughed the most was with Maheep Kapoor.
Oh.
When I'd titled the subject Anti-Aging, and then we ended up speaking about pro-aging, because she said it's not anti-aging, you should be pro-aging, you should be all right.
Yeah.
Becoming older.
Age proud is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and what I was concerned, because I think I invited her thinking she is 50 plus. And then when I was doing my research and I looked up on Wikipedia, it said Maheep Kapoor, age 43. And I was like,
Oh.
Either this is the wrong person to invite because she's not accepted aging, or there's a problem. And then I said, how do I address this? So I said, okay, let me just ask my first question on pro-aging. Let me just say, how old are you? And so I said, how old are you? Thinking now if she says 43, that'll be the end of the podcast. So I don't know where to go. And she said, I'm 52. And I said, thank God, because, Wikipedia, she says, I know, I want to clarify that. Because I look damn good for being 52. For 43, I'd be like, she's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of the fact that, I look like this at the age of 52. And then we had a great conversation. And of course, you'll know that she genuinely speaks her mind.
It's a logistical hassle to have so many people, bring them to your studio and have conversations with them that they probably could be apprehensive about.
Yes.
Who was the toughest guest that you got?
As you said, logistics was the most thing. Most people have been willing. It's not like anyone has said, no, I don't want to come on the show.
Yeah.
But of course, getting the dates are problematic. And people are busy. And then there's the studio. The studio also has to be available. The expert has to be available. Sometimes I'm also busy, guys. I might not be available. So all of those things have to come together. And that is magic. And that's when I sympathize with you guys. Because, you depend on other people to turn up, to take these interviews. So I have understood. So every day and negotiating all of that. And of course, people told me people can cancel last minute. And that also did happen once. And that can be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So, and this is all my own money, guys. So I was like, what? You're sure? And obviously you can't be like, no. So that's happened too.
Right. Venturing into podcasting, who are the podcasts that you've really watched? Any podcasters you'd like to name?
They are, I've watched a lot, but it's not like I have
deeply followed a particular podcast.
I follow subjects. So I'll go to YouTube and I'll search for what I'm interested in.
Right.
And there are lots of people, like, of course there's Raj Shamani, but they're personality driven.
Correct.
So then it depends on who he's interviewing.
Correct.
And I might see it. If that person is interesting to me. What interests me is either true crime.
Oh, okay.
And what interests me are subjects. So like I said, for example, like right now I'm just crazy about hormones. And I look up fitness and strength training, and should I be doing like deadlifts and squats. And there's some people I don't even know their names. You probably know their names. But they're really, and Kunal will know, like in terms of nutrition and in terms of well-being, the international faces. But I really listen to them.
Oh, you really listen to them. I think that's great. Rather than just following one podcast, there's so much of content to consume, and it's
there's
a really
this guy also, the armchair.
The armchair. That's Dax Shefford.
I've seen a couple of
Kristen
those.
Bell's husband.
And then I'm so bad with names. Smartless.
Yes, it's called Smartless.
Which is now, of course, gone way beyond a podcast. It's like become
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do like live events and great stuff.
Yeah, Sean Hayes and Will Arnett, of
Yeah.
course, both of them were together in Arrested Development as well.
Yeah.
I was actually coming to my next question. You know, really interesting time to be an actor at this point of time. You debuted almost 2 decades ago. And, you know, there was not the advent of social media.
No.
We have AI as well. There are so many ways an actor can platform themselves like you are. That was not the case maybe 20 years ago. You've, of course, hosted TV shows as well.
Yeah.
And done many more things. What do you think is the most interesting aspect of using social media the right way?
I'm happy social media exists. It's a great source of income for me. It's a way to connect with the community, and there are advantages and disadvantages. The basic thing is that now you are not dependent on box office success to have a career, and to have box office success is a rare thing for most people. To have box office presence is a rare thing for most people. So now with digital media, OTT platforms, there's a career opportunity. Then, of course, through COVID, we knew that with social media, you can still continue to work.
Yeah.
You can do stuff on Instagram. You can monetize your engagements and your endorsements and your whatever your ideas are. You can do that. So I think it's phenomenal to have that as a platform. There's pressure on the other side to constantly create content and put yourself out there. And that is something that I'm constantly navigating. I do want to give of myself. I do want to be authentic. But sometimes I feel like I'm giving so much of myself. And I really need to hold on to things and remember what is not a product about me. What is a person about me. I need to protect my child's privacy because this is something that she's not signed up for.
Correct.
I need to remember that there's things like security and safety and vulnerability that come with social media. So it's a different kind of beast. And AI, so they're here to stay now. So we might be afraid of them and we might wonder. Ideally, we should be able to use them responsibly. Are we doing that? Probably not.
Maybe we might. I mean, there might be regulations in place. I mean,
I don't see that happening for a long time.
You don't see that?
And with like deep fakes and
people,
it's a worrying time. So if we were able to know and distinguish, this is AI content. When you put anything that has AI out there, flag it. When you do something that is sponsored content, hashtag ad, hashtag paid partnership, hashtag AI, then at least people know that this is AI.
Correct.
That's the goal.
I mean, it's become so real at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's grown so rapidly.
It's also fantastic. It saves you so much money.
Oh yeah, it does.
To be able to do that, and the kinds of things that are happening on AI are like, and that threatens me as an actor, certainly.
Absolutely, but I have to tell you, your performance in Chori 2 was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
And
there was no AI.
And there was no AI involved. Absolutely. My, I'm not going to say what question this is. I mean, this is my final thoughts. I would actually like to ask you. You know, you've made this wonderful.
You should call your show. I would actually like to ask you. That should be your show.
I think I must. Yeah, I mean, probably a competing podcast, probably. But you know, my last question for you. Pleasure talking to you. I think you have great clarity of thought, and that really reflects in everything you do. I would like to ask you, for someone who's about to watch your podcast for the first time, what are the parting thoughts that you like to give them? What is it that you like to say to them?
Just please.
Just
please. Like, subscribe, share. What are those 3 golden words? And I've never really forayed on YouTube before. I've mainly been on Instagram and on screen and other things. So this is a new model for me to explore. What excites me about YouTube is the community is different. Yeah. And they're interactive and they're savvy and they know what they want and like, and that actually excites me because I also know and like what I'm giving. So I just hope that we find that community, and I expect to build it slowly.
Yeah,
that's the hope.
Yeah, I mean, you don't seem like you're foraying in it for the first time at all. I mean, you seem really comfortable. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
And I really hope this podcast is a major success, and you probably come for the further seasons as well to us to talk about this very show. Thank you so much for your time. And what would you like to say about your experience of doing this?
I would like to say that I've had great fun answering all your questions, and it's been great fun. I didn't have a chance to even eat my cookie.
Oh, I mean, sure. I mean, now's the time.
Right. Now I will eat my cookie.
94.3 Radio 1.